Scudder here today, and thought I would do an update video on the garden here for you guys that have been following this, and you can see my progress. So let's get started with that. I want to show you guys here, this is my squash, and I'm actually having a problem with my squash, and maybe you guys can help me. I have used 7 Dust, but I'm having a problem. I'm going to try to show him here. If you guys can see that little critter right there, let's see if I can get him to move. That's a squash bug there, or I call them a squash bug. I don't know what they're called, but they are getting in all of my squash, and they're just about killing my squash. And I think that they're probably responsible. If you guys can see those little dots, I think those are the eggs that they're laying. And I used 7 Dust on them, and it's still not killing them, and they are just eating my squash all to pieces. So short of having to pick them off every single day, if you guys can come up with an idea of how to get rid of them, that would really be helpful to me. Let's go around to some of the other stuff. This is another squash plant, and I didn't think this one was going to come up, but actually I'm starting to get a few little babies on there, so I'm kind of excited about that. Here are my cowpeas, and I'm super excited that they're coming up. These are the ones that I did in the tote, and they're starting to come up really good now, so that's pretty good. There's a couple more squash plants. These are my tomatoes over here, and actually they're starting to pick up. You know, last video I did about this, I was worried about the tomatoes not coming up good. Got some grass in there. And we actually got some rain, and for the past 3 or 4 days I've been using nothing but rainwater to water all of my plants with, and I have noticed a significant difference in watering with the pure rainwater instead of using the garden hose. So that's made a big difference, and my tomato plants have really started taking off good. And if you can see over here, I'm actually getting some tomatoes now, which is great. Actually quite a bit are coming up on here, so I'm excited about that. So that goes to show that rainwater is much better than garden hose water. These are my watermelons right there and right there, and you can see that those are starting to grow pretty good. I probably should thin these, especially in this smaller pot. So you guys let me know if I should thin them down. I have a tendency to want to let a lot of them, just all of them grow, but I know I should probably thin them. So you guys let me know what you think about that. Over here, that's my cardboard box with the peas, and they're starting to come in a little bit. Got new growth right there. These are my black-eyed peas, and they're coming in really good in the tote. So see, it does prove that you can grow in boxes, grow beans in boxes. There's some right there. My tomato plants, you can tell they're getting bigger. These are a different variety, and actually I've got some, if you can see them, I've got some red, so they're already starting to turn red, so I'm happy about that. Pepper plants over here, starting to get bigger. Here's my white runner beans, and actually I was kind of surprised because I've got some coming in, but not as many came up as I thought were going to come up. So I don't know if the seeds just didn't germinate well or what the deal was, but at least I've got some, so that's pretty good. Over here, my melon is growing. This one's growing pretty good. This one over here is not doing anything. These are my cucumbers, and you guys can see from the last video they've vined out quite a bit, and they're doing pretty good. I was kind of worried about one of them because you can see the bottoms of them. If it shows up, they're kind of yellowing and browning, but it's much greener at the top, and you can see I've actually got cucs coming up on. So there's another baby one coming up. So I was kind of happy about that. Here's another tomato plant, a couple tomato plants that I've got. Sorry, I was trying to get away from the motorcycle noise. And these are actually doing pretty good. They're starting to bush out pretty good, get bigger and get blooms on them. So I was happy about that. Here's my potatoes. And something odd that I found with the potatoes, this is kind of weird. I've got that one there, and you guys can see I've got taters growing. I planted the exact same kind of potatoes in this one, and not nary one's coming up. So I don't know what the difference is. I use the exact same kind of soil, the exact fertilizer, the exact same potatoes, and just nothing's coming up in there. So I don't know what the difference is. These are my green beans that are coming up, and again with these I planted a whole bunch of them, and there's just not a whole bunch of them coming up in the raised bed here. There's a few, and I guess that'll be okay, but I was hoping more of them would actually come up. So we'll see, maybe if we can get some more to come up. There's some more tomatoes. These are my Rutger tomatoes right here, and you can see they're putting on pretty good. These are some more cherry tomatoes, and you can see these are putting on great. If I could just get my plants to get a little bit bigger, but they are all doing well. The rainwater really helped. And on this one right here, I had one plant that wasn't doing good, so I pulled it out, and these two actually have kind of gotten a little bit stronger. Here's some of my peppers. You can see this is the other squash, and you guys can see the bugs have really they've just really damaged it. I think I'm going to have to end up just pulling these out, because I don't think they're going to produce anything. I had one squash produce on them, and it just died. So I think that I'm going to have to pull all these out, and not sure that these squash are going to do well. There's some of my peppers. There's my boot pepper that I planted in the boot, and it's doing okay, but I don't know, I'm wishing they'd get a little bit stronger. My banana peppers, and these plants have actually gotten bigger, and they're putting on more blooms, and I've actually been eating off of these, so they're doing fairly well. There's some more squash I planted, and so far these are doing better. They haven't been affected by the bugs, but I figure they're just going to kill the other ones and then come to these. And these are some more cucumbers. This is the one I did in the planter here, and you can see I'm putting on blooms now. So, but they're getting bigger, they're getting a lot stronger. So anyway, just thought that I would show you guys an update on the garden stuff. And I think I've got one more experiment that I'm going to try. Oh, that right there is my mortgage lender tomato plant, if you can see. And it's actually gotten quite tall. So it's doing fairly well, except for them dry burn out leaves right there. But anyway, that's an update for you guys, and we'll be back in a week or two with another update. Hopefully we'll have some produce come in, and we'll have some bigger plants. You guys take care. God bless. We'll talk to you later. Bye bye.